What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of me sitting on the couch and listening to music while you watch me. And today we have a special one for you because we are listening to the new Declan McKenna album, What Happened to the Beach? I'm really excited about this one because I am actually a big Declan McKenna fan. I especially love his album Zeros, which I actually went back and listened to and reviewed today just in preparation of this album, and damn, that record is still fucking great. So I'm going into this album with a lot of excitement, but I'm tempering my expectations a little bit because the singles haven't been all that great for me. I didn't like the lead single, Sympathy. I think that chorus is kind of awful, to be frank. I liked the track Nothing Works a lot better, but the snippets I heard of other tracks here and there haven't really grabbed me. But Nothing Works and Sympathy are really the only two songs I listened to in full leading up to this album, so I'm going into most of this pretty blind. Early impressions of this album so far seem to be pretty good. I'm also a big fan of when an album has a really strong aesthetic direction. I think that's part of the reason why I like collecting vinyl records so much, is because of the art that comes with it and actually, having that package all sort of come together. And I think the art direction for this album so far has been really strong. I've been loving all the promotional photography and artwork and whatnot. So I'm going into this wanting to like it, but being cautiously optimistic. So we got 12 tracks coming in at just about 40 minutes. Some interesting song titles here. The first one's called Wobble. Then we got a couple other tracks called I Write the News and 4 More Years, which makes me think that Declan's going to once again tap into his more political side, which is always nice to see, because I think all of his political commentary up to this point has been pretty sharp. He's an artist that doesn't necessarily stray away from sort of those tougher subjects. I'm also anticipating that this will probably be a little bit about climate change, given the title of the album. That I could be totally wrong, but that just seems like something he would want to tackle. But yeah, let's just jump into it. First track is called Wobble. Okay, so he's tapping into a really weird vocal range that I haven't heard him explore before. So it's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but we'll see how it goes. I do like this plucky guitar. It starts with We Wobble to the Beach, and it is sort of setting the scene for me a little bit. Okay, interesting soundscape being crafted here on this chorus. It's suddenly very reverby, but I like these kind of dry drums. Wow, okay, interesting lyric. What happened to the beach? It looks like it's changing. We used to get to breathe the air. Now it's thanks past the gas tank. So probably something about pollution. I'm liking this more as it goes along. I'm starting to understand why he's sort of saying in this register a little bit more. He sounds broken, but it's also, I think he's sort of going for an uncanny vibe. Like something's not quite right. Life's really changing. Life's about to feeling great. What's it say? What's it not say? Sunshine. Okay, it's coming together at the end now that sort of the atmosphere is being built out. You hear those sort of like, I think those are vocals in the back, those like ghostly, airy sounds happening back there. I think maybe that track could have been built out a little bit more. I was really liking at the end with that bass groove. I almost kind of wanted that to transition into something a little bit different. Declan actually did that a lot on his first album. There were a handful of switch-ups that I think worked really well. I think maybe it could have transitioned into something based on that really funky bass line. That's just a nitpick. I think that was a good scene setter for the album. I am eager to see where it goes next. So next up we have Elevator Hum, which was a single, I believe, but once again, I didn't listen to this one. Okay, a bit of an intro going on here. I want you to believe. I want you to be free. Alright, this chorus is falling a little bit flat for me on first listen, and it reminds me a lot of his song Emily, actually. I mean, it sounds pretty similar. I think it's done way better on Emily. I'm getting the impression that this is going to be a much more low-key album than Zeros, which I'm not sure how well it's going to translate, because I think one of the strongest parts about Zeros was how big and how grand and interstellar it was. I understand if he wants to tone it down a little bit for a follow-up, but if the tunes at their core aren't going to hit as hard, it's not going to be as strong of an album.
I want you to be free.
Whereas the quirky vocal performance, I think, worked on Wobble, it just feels a little more boring on this one. He doesn't sound interested in singing what he's singing right now. Okay, these drums are doing something for me.
You're just like me.
Interesting. I don't know, this bridge kind of sounds like a mess. Like, it doesn't really know what it's trying to do.
You're just like me.
Okay, I kind of got some Beatles vibes from that track. Gotta be honest, I didn't really like that one. Yeah, kind of disappointing. It's just kind of boring. There was a lot of intrigue built up from Wobble just because it was a really weird song, but this one was just kind of bland. Let's see what the next one gives us. It's called I Write the News, which should be good in terms of writing. At least I'm hopeful that it will be.
I write the news. I know you can't make sense of my sudden views. Yeah, London prices may seem stiff, but they roll you swift so you can't refuse.
That's awesome. I write the news. I know you can't make sense of my southern views. Yeah, London prices may seem stiff, but they roll you a spliff so you can't refuse.
And the crime is high, and so am I.
And the crime is high, and so am I.
You've been picking at stems and getting rich for free. I write the news. I know you can't make sense of my southern views. Yes, London prices might seem stiff, but they roll you a split so you can't refuse. You can't wait to bail on the southern red.
I was not expecting this switch up, but I'm so glad it happened because this song just got a lot more interesting. Damn, that production hits too.
I write the news. You've made way for some common abuse.
Love the deadpan performance now. It's actually working in this context.
Picking the stems and getting rich for free.
It's so groovy. I'm not sure how I feel about, like, that whole second verse was nearly identical to the first. I think it is identical, actually. Whatever. Fine, I guess. Okay, so this final time he's repeating this verse, it's a little bit messier, some extra percussion in there. Between the first and second verse, there was enough of a switch up that felt interesting and really creative, and it hit really hard. But between the second verse and the one we're listening to now, it kind of just feels like they were just like, throw in some fucking drums here and there. It's like, I almost kind of wish it went even crazier, especially since you're just, again, saying pretty much the same lyrics. It looks like it changed a little bit. Okay, I like that he ended it with got a cracked glass screen that I can't keep clean. Clearly talking about just being addicted to technology and your phone. And okay, I see. Okay, so I write the news. It's essentially just about, how everyone kind of has their own personal megaphone on the internet, and they can sort of just say something, and usually someone else, some idiot, will believe what they wrote, even if it's not coming from a reputable source. So I really like the message behind this song, because literally everyone writes the news nowadays. We're in the age of misinformation, and we always will be as long as the internet exists. It's a really scary thing, and it makes a lot of sense that Declan would be talking about this. This aligns with a lot of what he has previously talked about politically. So really effective message-wise. I think sonically, it was strongest in that second verse, and that switch up was really cool and interesting. I think the first and third verse were the weakest parts of that song. Each of them didn't really have that thing that pulled me in like the beat did in the second verse. But overall, I like the song. It wasn't bad. All right, next one I'm kind of dreading a little bit because it's the single that I really didn't like, and it is Sympathy. So let's take a listen.
Sympathy, won't you come around? I don't
I'm sure he's probably playing some sort of character and doing it on purpose, but I mean, this vocal performance is just annoying to me. Those horns in the back are just ugly, and it's just a little hard to listen to, if I'm being honest. And also these lyrics, sympathy, won't you come around? I don't need the commotion. Usually, though, I'm up and down. You just need roller coasters. I think I just don't like this melody either, and he repeats it in the verses too, so I don't know. I mean, even this bridge is boring me, and he keeps repeating you don't need to be clever in the bridge. Clearly you kind of did, because this song is not it. I mean, it's really underwritten too. Okay, I mean, listen, I kind of already said my piece. I actually kind of strongly dislike that one, to be honest, which breaks my heart because I don't want to dislike any of the songs on this album, but I don't want to have to listen to that song ever again. Which sounds harsh, but it's mainly because, like, I know what Declan is capable of, and everything prior to that song, not only on the album, but, like, in his discography, just feels like it has so much more weight and it feels more important, whereas this song kind of just, it's just a flash in the pan, really. Maybe the next track will have something a little bit better. It's called Mulholland's Dinner and Wine. Ooh. Okay, here we go.
I found love for the little things in life. I'm not satisfied with what I want. We'll take the golf cart into town. Drive around.
Not sure about these falsetto vocals on the pre-chorus, but this one's got a strong bump to it. It's got a groove, especially that first verse before this pre-chorus. Okay, I like this chorus, but these vocals are way too quiet in the mix. Like, I can barely hear it. I also kind of wish this bass hit harder. Who mixed this song? It's really groovy, though. Yeah. There's a little bit more going on in this second chorus, so the mixing is less noticeable. This thing's really groovy. Oh, what's happening here? Huh. Okay, cool outro. I like that instrumental a lot. I almost kind of wish that song was just like a minute longer, and they took that last chorus and extended it out and just kept building and building and building, because they had a really good groove there. I wish that one was longer, which I guess is the biggest compliment I could give that song. Mixing issues aside, like, that one was really funky. I really liked that one. The lyrics were kind of nonsensical. It just seemed like a sort of let's get fucked up kind of song, which I feel like would have made more sense after a song like I Write the News, because it's like, oh, you're going on a bender because the world is shit right now. Next up, we got Breath of Light. Also, I will say before we jump into this one that I like that Declan's sort of playing with song structure. Like, very few of these songs are like verse, chorus, because even in the weaker moments of this album, I'm still on my toes about what's coming next. Okay, pretty cool. This is so different. This sounds like a gorilla song. I like it. As this goes on, I'm kind of getting a Ween vibe, but I don't think the weirdness is working as well as it would on like a Ween album. I think I just want more from the instrumental. That sort of sudden transition didn't work as well as it did on I Write the News. You know what song would have worked better here? on this album other than this one is Declan's song, My House, which isn't on this album. It was a single release between Zeros and this album, but it sort of goes for the similar vibe, and it still is a little bit of a challenging and weird and quirky listen, but does way more and has way more colorful production than what's going on here. Okay, kind of a creepy outro. I mean, if I could give that song one thing, is that it's extremely hard to describe and pin down what it is, but that's also its greatest weakness. It's just kind of a weird experiment that I'm not sure I would ever actually come back to. Like, I don't think I would ever willingly play this song just to be like, oh, I want to listen to Breath of Light right now. We're about halfway through and I'm kind of disappointed so far. It's not even that I don't like that he's getting more weird, it's just that the weirdness isn't coming with the same substance that was Zeros. I will say it's very different from everything he's done before, which is really nice that he's like switching things up and keeping it creative. Not a lot of artists are willing to go that far in terms of changing up their sound. But next up we got Nothing Works, which I think I've only listened to like once when it came out, so I kind of forget what it sounds like, but I remember liking this one, so let's revisit it right now.
What's the point, nothing? I don't believe in nothing anymore. Now I feel like I'm letting them down.
Oh yeah.
What's the point, my bathroom floor? Surely big enough now.
And these vocals work really well here. I'm loving the distortion that's coming through. This feels like something from his debut album, but it still feels like an evolution.
It just feels like that.
This one is just so much fun already.
When I sing a song and you do like the verse, I try to fix myself, but nothing works. Nothing. What's the point, Martin? Don't
It's good. I like his delivery on the chorus there. He says he tries to fix himself, but nothing works. These da 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 da, those keys are really keeping the momentum going in this second verse. I love this song. These guitars? Come on. Okay, yeah, a lot of the instrumentation actually drops out for this chorus, but now there's those keys in the background, and it's just making it still fresh every time it comes back around. Now I'm getting something I can chew on. Ooh, come on! That was crazy. That was crazy. I forgot about that. What the fuck? Let's go back a little bit. Come on, that's so cool. These buzzy guitars? What the fuck? Sounds like it's on a radio, like across the room in the end. I love how it kind of just breaks down at the end. Yeah, dude, the energy on that one must be so fun live. Man, do I have to buy Declan McKenna tickets? I mean, he's far and away the best song on the album so far. Like, that one was just electric. And no, it doesn't have the unique structure that some of these other songs had, but it really didn't need it. All right, let's keep it going. Next one's called The Phantom Buzz. Interesting. Okay.
Facing the levels of the trapped in rats, then it's time to begin. Damn, it kicks everything.
I mean, you know he had a fun time playing this one on guitar. These guitars are hitting in this chorus. who is drumming? Who is drumming? I need to shake their hand. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that one slapped. The drums and the guitar really took it away on that one. Yeah, great performances all around, even if it was a little bit short. All right, next one is called Honest Test. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh. This one's silky smooth. Like, the production on this one so far is really great. Really interesting bass song that's just going wah 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 wah. It's not, I don't know if it's a bass guitar that they use, but it just sounds so unique.
You said for once in your life, would you just get it right? Now this gets me low, 'cause I feel for you.
Woo! Dude, this groove hits. And the vocal performance on this track is really great as well. So it seems like he's singing about being in love, but it's making him depressed. I kind of wish he would just go off with some ad-libs and just feel it up, and feel it up. Like little claps. Woo! Come on, guitars. Oh! Oh, damn. Woo! Dude, this solo is so sick. Holy shit! Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's second favorite next to Nothing Works. Damn! Are we on the upswing here? Is this album suddenly gonna get really great in the second half? Only 3 songs left. Next one's called Mezzanine. Yeah. Okay, don't know how I feel about these horns. Love these drums though. Okay, okay, let's go. Bring it back in. Okay. Still don't know how I feel about these horns.
You want to catch me in your mezzanine. Prove me wrong. You're someone no one else could be.
Powerful lyrics here. There's me gone, there's you in the way. Prove me wrong, careful what you say. When you are someone no one else can be, you're someone no one else can be. Damn. It wasn't clear to me what emotion was supposed to be evoked from that song until the very end. So I don't know what that really says about how effective it was. Overall, I like that song though. It was bouncy and cute. Nothing crazy though, honestly. All right, the penultimate song is called It's an Act. This one's 5 minutes long.
So we call it a show.
Okay.
It's always you to sing a happy song. So you can call it a show.
I mean, these drums sound so crisp though. I mean, the production on the drums is undeniable. What I'm gathering from the lyrics is that it's just about putting on a happy face, pretending everything's fine when it's not.
The truth from black to sea, cold, dead and buried
It's really pretty.
It's an act.
Okay. That one is fine. Oh shit, the last song's 48 seconds? So is that kind of the last song? Oh, shit, okay. Fuck. Well, before I talk about that last song, let's just listen to 4 More Years.
It could be a cool end to...
He was starting to say it could be a cool end to the album, but it cuts off. Okay. I mean, It's an Act is fine as a closing track. I kind of liked that it went on for that long. I think it made sense for it to go on that long. It makes sense too thematically because it's like a lot of the track is just breaking down things that Declan feels wrong within him and things that he sees that are wrong out in the world. And so at the end, he's like just trying to put on a happy face in all of it. So it does wrap up the album really well. For an album that was trying to be so weird for the first like half, I was almost expecting it to take a weird left turn by the end, but it kind of didn't. All right, so what happened to the beach? I still don't know at the end of this album, but what I do know is that I think this was my, at least on first listen, my least favorite album from Declan. I think there were still a handful of tracks that were definitely worth coming away from, and I'm glad having listened to it. It feels like thematically and lyrically very consistent, and it's all wrapped up in a bow by the end. But not all of the experiments sonically necessarily paid off. It sounds like Declan listened to a Ween album and just tried to do that on a handful of tracks, and on the other tracks he just wanted to sort of ground it in the rest of his discography. And I really like that he's trying to experiment, and I have to give him points for that. It just didn't always work for me personally. And it's hard to ignore the big stinker 4 tracks in Sympathy, which is easily one of his worst songs to date. So I liked the album more than I didn't like it, but I feel like the most I can give it right now is like a 60. It has the possibility of growing on me, but I'm only disappointed because I liked his previous stuff so much. But let me know what you thought of this album in the comments down below. I have been seeing your comments about what I should react to next. In terms of what I'll do on camera, I'm probably most likely, at least for the time being, unless this really starts to take off, I'm probably only going to listen to albums that either just dropped and are by really popular artists, or they're like really classic albums that like everyone still loves and appreciates that I haven't listened to yet, because otherwise it's gonna feel too niche. And with the amount of editing that goes into these videos, it just makes more sense to tackle albums that I know are gonna generate a lot of discussion. But that being said, please recommend me albums to listen to in my own time, and if I do get to them, I will reply and get back to you about what my thoughts on that album are. And you can also check out my album reviews on Album of the Year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.